just push it up like that and blend in, because I don't want to go up any higher because it's sticky up there, and that's why you can't go. You don't want to do the whole thing and then come back afterwards with just your paintbrush and hit it. You'd have to put more paint on there and do it some more. Do you see what I mean? So this is just how I do it, and it always seems like it turns out really good. Okay, get that inside edge right there. Grab some more paint, put it down the middle, get most of it off my brush so that now I can grab a little bit, put on my brush, and come over to this edge, outside edge. And I don't want to try to go all the way and think, oh, I can do it, I got enough paint on my brush, because you don't get the same thickness, you're not going to get as much paint on in certain areas, and then it might start showing and you didn't get a nice good coverage. Okay. So there, that's good. Where's my knee pad? Oh, it's behind me. I'm going to put masking tape down by the concrete. And I don't like to build up too much paint on my paintbrush at any one time, and sometimes it's kind of hard to see how much I'm putting on. I just grab some more, whatever I need. Now on the inside, when I did this to the wall, I didn't have to cut it in because I had already cut it in before I painted inside. Remember? I just haven't done it out here yet. And then I just went from this edge over, and you have to still be careful, because if you get your paintbrush over too far, and if you're not paying attention or you're going sideways and slide off, you're going to hit the wall that you've already painted. You know? And so you just have to be mindful of stuff like that. Blending it in. Grabbing a little more paint. Blend it off to the side. And then I've got to get the bottom here. See, I can put my paintbrush at an angle and then push it down and get all the way down there. Wiggle at your paintbrush a little bit. You'll get good with the paintbrush once you start doing it a few times. Always being aware of what you're doing. Make sure you check it and make sure you don't have any runs anywhere. You don't want to get it on so thick that it starts running, or especially around door hinges or strike plate locations. There. Okay, I'm liking that. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right hand side, like I just did over there, and it's looking really good. Okay. Now see, when I painted the inside, I have to make sure I'm careful. Now see right there, see that? I got a little bit that filled in there that's almost getting ready to run, isn't it? So I'm glad I'm checking that. I'm looking back where the hinge locations are. When I get a little bit of paint there, I try to wipe it off the best I can as I go. Let's see, those are fine, right? Okay, it's just this one little spot. I'm glad I'm checking that. And so yeah, there was just a little there. Sheesh. Okay. I'd rather get it fixed now than try to fix it later. And see, I can do this whole little bit right there so it doesn't look like I missed it. I don't want to mess with it too much because this is already drying. If there was much more of that, I might have decided to repaint this whole thing all the way up so I didn't see that. But that's good. Okay, it's going to be fine. And so now, what am I going to do? Yes, I am going to do that right hand edge. Okay, get my stuff set up here. I don't step in my paint and everything. And I'm just gonna get in and paint that edge up against the drywall. Got a little, look at that, I got a little paint right there. Boy, this one's gonna be kind of tricky in itself. I like to get those edges painted. Some people paint this particular edge the same color as the wall. I don't like doing that. But hey, I've seen it in a couple places, and you know, sometimes you don't even really notice it. I notice it, and it's something I don't really like. But I've seen people do that in bedrooms and stuff, because then as they paint the front, they only have to paint that front edge, and depending what type of front edge you have, it still could look really nice, you know. But I like to have the frames pop. If they're white, I want people to see them white, even in the garage. You know? Even in the garage, get the top, make sure I don't have any large buildups on the top edge. Now, I haven't painted that yet, so I'm good. That's why I like using this little 2-inch, because I can get right down there, and I'm only working with a little brush, and the handle's flexible in my hand. And you'll get good at it after a while. I've been doing painting for, you know, quite a few years, but I only started using this brush for this condo renovation. Never used one before, because I always used my long-handled 2.5-inch brush that I showed you previous. And once I started using this, I thought, wow, that works pretty good. So I used it on all the door frames on this job, cutting in the ceilings, cutting in the base, cutting in the wall down to the top of the base, and all that. Okay, so now I can get up here. Got edge. Make sure I get it off the face, and I'm not going to concentrate on going down any further than that. That's it. I can get rid of my little stool here. I'm thinking you can see. You can pretty much see everything I'm doing. Build up in the middle, grab some paint from the middle for my brush. Grab some paint in the middle for my brush over here. I don't get too much buildup over here as I go, see? Now wipe off that excess on the base. of that. And now use the flat edge, back and forth, blend it up. And that's all I'm going to do. Build it up in the middle with my extra paint. Now I don't have as much on my paintbrush. Okay. Do that section, grab the middle. So I got some on my paintbrush and do this. I'm kind of using that middle bit as a staging area for my paintbrush. Okay. Now I can go down just to there. And taper that up, flat. Oh yeah, baby. Okay. And that's pretty much how I did all the door jambs in the condo and such. Pretty much the same way I'm doing these. I'll put this over here. Now, however far I feel I can go without stretching the paint, that's all the further I'm going to go. Okay. Let's see if I tried to paint way up high and touch something up or come back down over it, it's already skinning up. And it makes it hard to just touch this stuff up later on. Kind of like how I did around that door strike, but that turned out okay, right? Wipe the excess off so I don't have an edge for when I do that flat bit last. Okay. You'll get good at painting, even if you're not a painter. You know? As long as you have a steady hand, you gotta learn how to go straight, go flat, right hand, back hand, upside down, from the bottom up, from the top down. Just different ways of holding the paintbrush. Holding it a different way to get down in that little corner. Gotta backhand it and come back up. Get that stuff off the excess. And presto. You know, just that what I did. Once that dries, you will not be able to tell whether or not I painted that or a professional painted that. You see what I mean? And you can do it too. I'm just an average Joe. If I can do it, you can do